What is your American dream?
My American dream. Wow. Piece of the pie. You know, definitely expanding our business, you know, corporation, you know, making it worldwide.
I've experienced so many stories of immigrants coming in, and I want to see everyone have the same opportunity to achieve their dream equally, no matter what demographic background they come from.
My American dream is I hope that one day we can actually live up to our pledge and have liberty and justice for everyone in America, because America is supposed to be the melting pot and the safe haven for immigrants that migrate over here.
My American dream is for people and animals to come together in unity and peace, honestly.
The whole idea of the American dream is that I have the ability and option to decide what I want my dream to be. And for me, that's what American dream is all about.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! What is this? Oh my goodness, it's National Cheese Pizza Day! Oh wow, I know whose holiday this is! Ha 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 ha! Sydney, look what I got you!
Sam, thank you.
Sydney, I know how much you love cheese pizza.
We need a better name than No Name Sydney.
Yeah, today.
What about Chef Sydney?
I eat pizza every day.
No.
Chef
Pizza
is
Sydney?
Pizza Sydney.
Pizza Sydney could
No.
work. No.
Pepperoni pizza Sydney?
Pepperoni
No.
Sydney.
Pizza the Hut.
And guess what? Today is National Cheese Pizza Day. It's like your favorite holiday, I think.
Sam, thank you.
Oh, you're
I really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Oh, you're so awesome. And I just, I wanted to do something for you. And it's National Cheese Pizza Day, so here we go.
You can definitely share some with me if you want.
Yeah, can I have a bite? Thank you. You know, I like pizza. It's not like pretzels, but it's pretty good. And I can eat it because there's no meat on it because it's cheese pizza.
Delicious, Sam. You made my day. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Sydney. Enjoy it. Okay, while you're eating that delicious pizza, I'm going to do my job. Woo! Hey, Brad Squad! Did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Jonathan went to the Dominican Day Parade, and he talked to lots of different people. You know, the highest amount of people born in other countries who live in the New York City area are people from the Dominican Republic. And now is the time that you have all been waiting for. It is time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Belgium Kim. Enjoy. Hey, Sydney, do you need any hot pepper or Parmesan cheese?
I'm basically almost done. It's so delicious.
Okay, all right. Happy National Cheese Pizza Day, everybody. Woohoo.
Hello, everybody. It is Brad Bernstein and Belgium Kim here live on Brad Show Live.
Yep.
We actually started on time.
We did.
We are so not on time that we were on time because we never start on time. So this is actually not on time.
Well, and to be clear, we wanted to start earlier than this, so now we start on time.
Correct, because we wanted to start at 5:15
Right.
today.
That was a thing.
That was the thing. 5:15 start,
That didn't happen.
but we started at 5:30.
We got close.
So we're very close.
Yeah.
Belgium Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Brad. How are you?
Lovely. Very lovely.
Very lovely.
Very lovely,
I
yes.
like that.
Angela Barrett, how are you doing? Carol Anderson the Tiger, we want to know how you're doing too.
Yes.
Maureen McFarland saying good evening, everybody. But how you doing?
But how you doing?
How you doing? Angela Barrett, what's going on? How you doing?
What's new?
What's new? Alexa DeReal Slimaz Service.
That was a great save, Brad.
Yes.
That was a great save.
She just wants to say good evening to Maureen. I am not going to ask her how she's doing because there's no way in the world I will be able to pronounce her name again.
That's true. I did not say Slimaz the first time. Then that was a
And
problem.
and Ja Love.
Double fisted?
Double fisting.
Yeah.
Double fisting today. First Lady Hewitt, how are you? Anna K. Moxham. Jessica Leamy. Joelle Reed says squad up Hun. Who's the Hun?
I think everyone's the Hun.
Everybody's the Hun?
I feel like you're the most likely Hun.
Is she saying squad up Hun to me or squad up Hun to like Carol or
I don't know. Well,
First Lady Hewitt? I don't know. Who's she saying? Who's the Hun?
it could have really been to anyone who said squad up at this point. So the mystery remains.
But if it was everybody, wouldn't it be Huns?
That's weird. You don't say Huns like,
Or-
hey, Huns.
No, I guess not.
That's odd.
I don't know. I wonder who the Hun is.
I think it's called Bradshaw Live.
She will
I feel like-
let us know. I'm sure she's watching. She will let
Yeah,
us know. First Lady Hewitt, how are you? And Shireen Birdson saying hi, Brad Squad. Jacobs Asikin, which is Nikisha Jacobs. I fell for that again.
Every
I fell
time.
for that again.
Every
Diabby
time.
Washington. But Jessica Leamy says America's supposed to be the melting pot. I guess the fire is out and the pot stopped melting.
Oof.
Very, very profound.
That's deep.
Very deep.
We were just talking about deep poetry
Yes,
yesterday.
Yes, that's very deep.
We got some
Jessica Leamy.
deep listeners,
Yes.
deep viewers.
And by the
I
way,
like it.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with her.
No,
I'm just
no.
saying I wasn't expecting that from Jessica Leamy.
I
Sometimes the squad sometimes surprises you every so often, right?
Oh, the squad can get real deep with
Yes.
it, Brad. They've got some real insight.
Groundhog Sam with a fan. Marcia McCullough saying hello, Sam.
Oh,
There-
of course.
All right.
Of course.
And Marvia Robinson saying good evening, Brad. Sandra Salinas is watching all the way out from California. And Christy Consali. Jeff Bosey. I got to read what he said. He has a whole thing here, and people are laughing at it. So
Okay.
let's see. That's like telling your friends who you know are always late. If the party's at 3, tell them to come at 2.
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly
Yes,
the same
exactly
thing.
what it
Yes,
is.
that is.
Cordella Douglas, how are you? And there's a beautiful lady by the name of Belgium Kim who's also making some comments.
Look at her.
And on YouTube, Westman Backs Young saying hello. Westman saying hi, squad. Backs Young, maybe new to the show, maybe a new commenter. It's not hi, it's hi, squad.
Squad up.
Squad up.
Squad up.
But you could say hi, squad. Squad up.
Yep.
Go
Sup
squad.
Squad. Yeah. Literally anything
Anything
you
with-
want with squad.
Correct. Any adjective or adverb
Right. Exactly.
or noun.
Exactly.
Any English or other language.
or verb. Bonjour squad.
Bonjour, squad.
Totally works.
It does work. Anything with squad works. It's like really, it's like squad is cool.
It's so diverse, but
That's
it's
right.
gotta have squad in there.
Brad supporter saying squad up from the schoolyard.
Ooh.
From the schoolyard. Catherine
Like
E,
it.
how are you? Kayana Thompson, how are you? Mr. Willie VIP. Andreen Spence, DJ Killer Buzz in the house.
Always in the house.
Always in the
That
house.
DJ Killer Buzz.
And before we get into schmoozing Belgium Kim, why don't you please tell everybody. Oh, one other thing. I want to apologize yesterday.
Yeah.
Because our telephones were down.
Yes.
Now I understand.
Yeah.
Let's have a test here.
Are they happy now?
Oh my God.
We're lit. Ooh.
We are lit like a Christmas tree.
We got phone
We are
lines
lit.
up and running.
I mean, when you say the place is lit,
it's lit.
it's lit, literally lit.
so lit.
All
y'all.
right, so why don't you tell everybody what they need to do to share? We got a lot of immigration questions ahead of us.
Absolutely.
We got a cool schmooze, I believe.
We do.
And let's get the show rolling.
All right, you guys, I'm going to make this quick and dirty because we got a lot to cover today and already a full line full of phone calls. So the very first thing we want you to do is join the Bradshaw Life Brad Squad on the Facebook group. It's the only place where you can become an official member of the Brad Squad, and it's also the only place that you get guaranteed answers to the first 5 questions asked in that group every single morning. So every morning when you wake up, the first thing you need to do is ask your immigration questions because those people are going to get guaranteed answers. Also, make sure that whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you've liked, followed, subscribed, and hit that little bell on both of those platforms. That's going to allow you to get that notification every time we go live, because sometimes we go early, which is on time, and sometimes we go on time, which is late, and you're going to need to have that bell to know exactly when that happens. Also, make sure that you're telling us everything you think and feel, and most importantly, leaving your immigration questions in the comments right now. The more detail, the better, fam, because what that's going to do is make sure that we get to your immigration question today. We got a question from Brad. Yes, Brad.
Public service announcement, Belgium Kim.
Love it.
Yes, we are being asked on Facebook and YouTube what happened to the doctor. Dr. Yo-Yo is on vacation in Africa right now.
Yeah.
If you watch the show regularly and listen, you would know that because you'd be following him on Instagram at Jonathan Elias TV, where I'm sure he is posting like a fiend from every moment of his trip.
But apparently he got a massage today, Brad.
Did he? I didn't check my Instagram today.
Apparently it was the best massage he ever had.
All right, so there you are. If you want to know where the doctor is, just follow it on Instagram. Back to you, Belgium Kim.
Thanks, Brad. Also, make sure that just like Jonathan is out there tweeting up and Facebooking up a storm, leave every one of your thoughts and feelings in the comments and your immigration questions asked so that we can answer them first come, first serve. And of course, the easiest, best, most wonderful thing you can do on whatever platform you're watching is share the show, family. We need it shared. So on Facebook, hit that share button, share it as start a watch party, or share it as a private message into groups with as many or as few people as you want. Obviously, more people, the better. And let them know with a personal little note why you love Bradshaw Live. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, just hit share, copy link, and literally paste it and send that link to anyone with a phone, y'all. Literally anyone who's got a cell phone that you know, send them that link right now, and they can start watching the show and get their immigration questions answered today. And now is the time you have all been waiting for. I'm gonna stop trying to clap my hands like a cheerleader. It's Schmoozing with Brad.
Give me a B, give me an O, give me an A and a D.
Woo-hoo!
But nobody knows how to spell schmoozing except me.
Definitely not.
All right, so in the news today, Belgium Kim, on the top of the news, is still this Hurricane Dorian.
Of course.
It's moving the speed of an alligator.
Yes.
Literally.
So
very slow. It's passed over the Bahamas. It's right off the coast of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas.
Right.
Last I checked, it was centered right off of Charleston, South Carolina.
Right.
As of 5 p.m. I guess a few hours ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets like
42 minutes ago. Yeah.
Some 222,000 homes and businesses were without power in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. The hurricane has decimated parts of Bahamas for the last 48 hours. 23 people are dead in the Bahamas. Hurricane conditions are expected along the parts of South Carolina, all the way up the coast to North Carolina through the end of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump has been, for the first time when a hurricane has hit the United States of America, Donald Trump has been very interested.
Of course.
All right, because now it's election time.
Of course.
Okay, he wasn't so interested before. He was playing golf during, I think, the last hurricane.
100%.
And he tweeted before the hurricane hit the Bahamas, he tweeted, "Watch out, Alabama. You're going to get hit as well."
Right.
Now, there was never, the issue was this, no weather forecast by the National Weather, whoever does the National Weather Service ever forecasted that the hurricane was going to hit Alabama.
Right.
So it was pointed out on Twitter, Trump, what are you talking about? The hurricane's not going to hit Alabama.
Right.
And Trump did not back down. He said, no, there were a lot of forecasts that said Dorian was going to hit Alabama.
Right. I swear it.
I swear it, because he is never wrong, this guy.
Right.
So yesterday, when they took out the map of the potential track of where this hurricane can go, the track put out by the National Weather Service, the National Weather...
The National
Ocean, whatever.
NOAA.
Whoever does it.
Right.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to hit Florida and then turn up north, going to Georgia and the Carolinas. And there, Donald Trump, because he always uses a marquee, like a Sharpie.
Sharpie, yeah.
Let's go back to his Sharpie picture. He before he went on air to the newscasters
in the Oval Office.
Right. That was the original map.
Yeah.
And now the Donald Trump map, he literally added with a Sharpie to make his point that it's possible. You see, the National Weather Service says it may hit Alabama as well. I mean, I want you to know something. When my son was in 4th grade, if he tried that to go into school, okay, and, give a report, that the hurricane's going to hit Alabama, and here is the map from the National Weather Service, and the teacher would probably give him an F and say, you forged, doctored the map. All right? I can see a 4th grader doing that. But this is the President of the United States of America.
This is the exact same thing as if your son got an F on that report and he tried to turn it into an A.
Exactly.
That's not how that works, bro.
Now, the Alabama office of the National Weather Service quickly responded to Trump's claim, saying it is absolutely false. Alabama will not see any impact from Dorian. We repeat. They had to repeat it. We repeat. No impact from Hurricane Dorian will be felt across Alabama. The system will remain too far east. So, but Donald Trump, he doesn't back down. He told reporters later in the day, after he presented his doctored weather map, he says, I don't know. He said, while insisting that his assertion about the dangers that Alabama faced had been right all along. He says it was originally projected path of the hurricane. As you can see, almost all the models predicted that it was going to go through Florida, hitting Georgia and Alabama. This is all fake news. Let's go back to the weather map that he doctored. He doctored a weather map, and now he's calling out all the news and saying it's fake news. I didn't doctor anything. The hurricane, this is the map, and the hurricane was supposed to go there.
And it's so obviously a Sharpie line. Like, it's so obviously.
Do we have that picture again?
Not
It's so absurd.
Of the official picture. Like,
It is so absurd. I can't even begin to tell you.
They could have at least gotten a white marker.
Yes.
You can't tell me their white marker doesn't exist.
What about get like a whiteout first and then make a new line?
Just make a new circle.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, like a 4th grader, if they did this, the teacher would catch them,
would
right?
Would have forged it better. A 4th grader would have forged it better.
This is crazy. Meanwhile, Dennis Merceru, a weather journalist, noted that the U.S. Code, as amended in 1948, says it is a violation of federal law to falsify a National Weather Service forecast and pass it off as official, as President Donald Trump did here. He can go to jail.
Straight up illegal.
But little what do we call I forgot his name. What do I call a little Porky?
Who? William Barr?
William Barr.
Yeah, well, Porky.
Yeah, little Porky. Little Porky is not gonna put him in jail for doctoring the weather map.
Absolutely.
But I think what it's really telling is that a man can never admit a mistake. And even when he makes a mistake and says it's going to hit Alabama, where no weather forecast, he comes and puts a black Sharpie and says, "Look, the National Weather Service says it's going to hit."
Like, the scariest thing about this is a man whose ego is that fragile has the codes to the nuclear launch codes. No.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has diverted $3.6 billion in military construction funds to build the border wall.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper has authorized diverting $3.6 billion in military construction funds for 11 wall projects on the southern border with Mexico. The announcement fulfills a promise made by Donald Trump in February to tap military construction funds to build his border wall.
Oh my God.
Which goes against what he said 2 years ago, when he said Mexico's going to pay for it.
Definitely not.
All right, and everyone said, and he says, watch this, Mexico is going to pay for this border wall.
Right.
Nope, he had to divert money from U.S. military to build this wall.
Right.
Senator Jack Reed, the top Democrat on the Senate Armed Service Committee, also condemned this move.
Right.
As well as Bradshaw Live.
Condemning
the move as well. Following the Bradshaw Live condemnation.
Absolutely.
Senator Jack Reed has also condemned it.
Good.
He says President Trump's immigration efforts have failed since day one. He made it clear he is willing to take funds from our troops and disaster victims and divert them to try to protect his political right flank, and ultimately that will put Americans at risk. I could not have said it any better, Senator Reed. But he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
All right. So meanwhile, the money was originally, I'm just reading this now, was intended to overseas projects, and it's not now immediately clear which military construction projects on military bases around the world are going to now be suffering. Trump also got himself in a little hot water. Second time he violated federal law in 1 week at
Oh,
press
of course.
conferences, because he showed earlier this week a photo of an Iranian launch pad that he claimed in a tweet came from an intelligence briefing. And he was using it to prove that Iran was building and testing nuclear weapons. Now, shortly after Trump made his statement, military and national security experts began sounding the alarm that the president tweeted out classified U.S. Intelligence.
Of course.
Lang Goldenberg, Elon Goldenberg, at Elon Goldenberg says,
Yeah.
I remember from my time in government the rigorous process we went through when declassifying intelligence to ensure we didn't burn any sources or methods, but I guess we can replace this process with taking a picture and tweeting it.
Right.
So now the second time in a row that he has done this. What else is going on in the news? Where's my other news here? This was nice. This is some nice news.
Okay.
4 Afro-Dominican models, and we just did the Dominican parade yesterday.
Yeah.
First time are gracing the cover of Vogue Mexico and Vogue Latin America's September issue. Now, would you believe this? Vogue, okay, in Mexico and Latin America, never had 4 Afro-Dominican models ever be on their cover. This is Latin American Vogue. This is not, that's crazy.
Insane.
Now, they were putting white people on the whole entire time. I don't understand. This historical feat is made even more exceptional by the fact that the September issue is considered the most important for fashion magazines, as it's on the magazine stands the same month as Fashion Week, which is going on right now in New York City. This is the fashion that unites us, is written in Spanish underneath the image. Though Vogue Mexico and Latin America only revealed the cover last week, it has already received widespread praise for highlighting Afro-Latinas. I give it praise.
Right.
A little late there, but I guess better late than never. I mean, how do you have Latin American Vogue and never put a dark-skinned person?
An Afro-Latina person on your cover. That is crazy. But you know what? That just shows how discriminatory the fashion industry still is, and what strides that industry still has to go, because people just are not seeing themselves represented.
Now, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
I see you have a tattoo.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about other ones.
Just this one.
Is that your only tattoo?
This is the lone tattoo for now.
The lone tattoo. Let's get a close up on her tattoo.
Okay. Here we go.
And we also know that Dr. Yo-Yo.
Oh, covered.
Okay. Dr. Yo-Yo has plenty of tattoos.
Right,
I don't know how many.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, but he's over a dozen.
Yeah.
Okay. If I had to, I went to the bagel store last week and I ordered a dozen bagels.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had to give him a bagel for every tattoo.
You would have to give him the whole bag.
I would have to give him the whole bag of bagels.
Whole bag of bagels
There would be no bagels left.
No bagels.
So now a study has been done.
Yeah.
Which has never been done before.
Okay.
Researching what type of person
gets a tattoo.
Now, for the record, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
I have no tattoos anywhere.
No, like hidden tattoos?
I have no hidden tattoos.
No, like lower back mistake situation.
Do you want me to pull up my shirt?
No, that's okay.
Okay, you sure? Because I'm happy. I'm happy to show it all to prove.
All I'm saying, you're guaranteeing that there's
I guarantee you that there is no tattoos on my body. Okay, now, the 2 millennials next to me.
Yep.
Dr. Yo-Yo, who's not here, Belgium Kim, tattoos.
Tattoos.
Uncle Brad, no tattoos.
Tattoo-less.
What does this say about people?
Yeah.
What do you think?
That we like tattoos.
Now it says people with visible tattoos.
Okay.
Which is different than non-visible tattoos.
Right.
Visible tattoo like what you have.
Like what I've got, yeah.
Like
forearm.
what this, I don't know who this is.
Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, or I don't know who this guy is, but that's pretty scary tattoo on his hands.
100%.
These people who have visible tattoos are more likely to act impulsively and act recklessly than their non-inked counterparts like Uncle Brad. A group of economists conducted the survey in the hopes of finding out why tattoos have become so popular, even as employers and society at large tend to discriminate against people who are tatted up. Now, I don't discriminate against tats.
No, you don't.
I don't.
You have a very tatted staff.
I have a very pro-tattoo office here.
I would say most
people in this office have tattoos.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that never stopped me from hiring anybody.
100%.
Okay, now, a survey quizzed 781 people with tattoos and 255 with tattoos, including 68 people whose ink is visible A survey quizzed 781 people without tattoos, 255 people with tattoos. Of those 255 with tattoos, 68 had visible ink while they were fully clothed. And to test impulsiveness, the economists included a monetary test that would offer a greater payday for the contestant if they waited longer to cash out. So they gave a test in this interview. And if the longer you took to wait out, the better, bigger cash reward you would get.
Okay.
Now, the non-tattooed participants realized early in the game that the exact strategy should be to earn the most money. Mm-hmm. But the study also found that the tattooed participants answered a simple logic question very impulsively, which means, if we understand this correctly, I'm not sure if I understand it.
Okay.
It means Canadian economist Bradley Ruff says that the impulsiveness displayed isn't necessarily. It means that they're more impulsive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I get that. How we got to that.
Because if you hold on to your money longer, you will have more money. But if you're more impulsive, you will spend that money longer. You will spend that money faster, and thus not have more money. Instant gratification.
So basically, people with tattoos are impulsive. That's what it came up
reckless.
with. Yeah. I didn't understand this on this card, to be honest with you. But okay. But we understand now.
Yeah.
Reckless. Are you reckless?
I will say I don't take a ton of time to make decisions. Like, I'm a pretty quick decision maker.
I'm a quick decision maker, but I don't do anything that risks my life.
But it's not really risking your life.
Like, do you like I know, for example, when we had a ticker tape parade.
Yeah.
Okay, years ago, before you were here.
Yeah.
There were 2 or 3 women, lots of tattoos.
Yeah.
They were literally sitting on the edge of the window throwing out, and I made them all come back in. I'm like, that's too risky. So I think people with visible tattoos are willing to take more risks.
That is fair. However, I'm going to be devil's advocate here for a second and say that I think that a lot of people that get tattoos do get a bad rap for people thinking that they don't think their tattoos through.
It's called tattoo regret.
I wanted my tattoo for years before I got it. And then once I wanted the same tattoo in the same place for a full year, that's the only time I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I really think that tattoo havers don't get enough credit.
Now, Ramona Hazel says she is very reckless. She's got about 14 tats.
Hey!
All right.
The squad loves them some tattoos. Everyone's talking about the ink they have or the ink they want.
Maybe what we should do.
Yeah.
As part, maybe for September, we should do Tattoo Month.
Show us your tattoos.
Show us your tattoos.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Right? Can we do that? Do you think we have enough squad members who would send us pictures?
Listen, if you guys would be willing to send us pictures of your tattoos, tell us in the comments.
Or maybe we'll do it as like one day thing.
Like a one-day tattoo expo?
Expo of all our squad members.
There's got to be like a World Tattoo Day or something that we could celebrate.
So, and Ramona Hazel says she has one regret. She just covered it.
Oh, First Lady Hewitt says she's got 3 on one of her arms, 1 on her leg, and her license plate on her lower back, which is her name.
Does it say something about you depending on where you put your tattoo? You heard like the tramp stamp on your back, right? Is that real or that's not real?
People say that, but I don't feel like it's real. I feel like getting a tattoo is a deeply, deeply personal thing, and where you put your tattoo and what your tattoo is of is a deep.
Do you think like in 10 years you're going to look at your arm and say, why'd I do that?
I don't think so, because this was, I got it for a very specific reason to remind me of a very specific feeling and a time and place of where I was in my life, and I wanted to always be able to look down at it and remember what that time felt like. So I don't think so.
All right, and finally, in the grossest news I've seen in the week, Kanye West went to church, which is not gross, but he was caught on tape eating his own earwax. Now, it's harmless, but totally disgusting. The clip has the clip has caught fire online, accumulating more than 3 million views and over 128,000 retweets since being uploaded on Twitter Sunday afternoon. Ashley Leaz tweeted, "I ain't saying he's a gold digger," referencing his famous track. At Pove J had an interesting theory, and this is why the album is delayed. Kanye's out here eating earwax.
Oh, we have an answer.
Yeah, while at Bill Ratchet showed the thirst for Kanye West is so strong. God, I wish I was Kanye's earwax.
Oh
Now, West Sunday Service invaded Watts, California for another worship experience over the weekend. A very special guest was in attendance as Hollywood staple Brad Pitt popped up for the occasion. That is disgusting.
Is filthy. Have you heard of this though? Like, have you heard? Is this a thing? Because I've never even heard of people eating their earwax.
I've never heard of anybody eating their earwax before. I guess it was I guess his ear itched him, and he put his finger in his ear. Out came a ball of wax, and he's at church. He's like, "What the hell am I going to do with this?" It's like sitting on his finger. So he ate it. I heard of people eating their boogers,
right?
Which is also disgusting.
This is
But oh, come on.
God.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting, bro. You're in a field. You could afflict it
And by the way, all eyes are on you.
You're Kanye West.
Excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, and pick all the earwax you want in private, right?
But if you pick your earwax, that's not weird. If he had done anything other than eat it, it would have been an acceptable ear rub.
That is
disgusting. Because he ate it, it turned into so unacceptable.
That is gross. Anyways, Belgium Kim, why don't you tell everybody to please share? We're going to get into our immigration questions now.
Absolutely. Now that we have passed the gross part of this show, family, now we get to the good stuff. We're answering immigration questions in just a few minutes, so make sure that you share the show with all of your loved ones before we do it. Now's the time. Don't go grab a drink. Don't go grab a snack right now. Sit and share for us, family. The way that you do that is to hit that share button on Facebook. You can start a watch party. It'll send a notification out to all of your people, and then it'll let them know, come join, come watch. This is where you get free immigration advice. It'll get your own little comment box, but make sure to tell your friends to keep watching. Also, you can send it as a private message. Just hit share, send as a private message. You can send it as to big numbers of people in a group. You can send it to just solo dolo, but make sure that you include a little note that says why you're sending them this, or else you're just sending them a weird video that they don't know what they're watching. So let them know why they love to watch Brad's show live. Also, make sure that you are leaving us all of your thoughts and feelings in the comments, because we are gonna be asking everything first come, first serve. So if you don't ask us right now, we may never get to it, because we got full lines on the phones. And finally, on YouTube, make sure that you've hit that share button. Make sure you hit copy link and paste it wherever you can paste a link, wherever you can type any words. Paste that link right there and post it, whether it's WhatsApp, Textra, GroupMe, Pinterest, Bumble, Hinge, do it all, fam. Okay, now's the time you've all been waiting for. It's that time that you are getting answers to your immigration questions.
I just wanted to say, Abigail Taylor Watson defending Kanye, saying, listen, stop judging him, man's too rich to be judged. Maybe he scratched his ear, then took the gum out of his mouth, don't know, just trying to help a brother out. And I am telling you, Abigail Taylor Watson, a jury would find Kanye West absolutely guilty of sticking his hand in his ear, pulling some earwax out, and chewing on it. The video is indisputable.
You are never too rich to not eat your earwax.
That is correct.
That is, I want that cross-stitched on a pillow, Brad.
All right, let's go to Kamisha Gwinnett in Georgia. Kamisha.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What can I do to
I
help
had
you?
a question.
Yes.
I have a question. I'm on a 2-year conditional green card.
Yes.
And I would like to know, if I stay out of the country for X amount of time, does that affect my residency or my citizenship if I should go ahead and file?
Yes. As a 2-year conditional permanent resident, you're not allowed out of the country for more than 4 months in any 12-month period. And if you travel for more than 6 months, it's possible they can take your green card away from you at the airport.
Okay, what if I do have a business in the area that I'm going? Say, I'm from Jamaica.
Okay, so then,
I'm back and forth.
what you would need to do is apply for a re-entry permit, which is an I-131, and you would have to say that your absence out of the United States is temporary for 3 years. You're not going to run your business for the rest of your life, or whatever your reason is that you're going. Because if you are going to run your business for the rest of your life, then you're not going to be a permanent resident of the United States.
Okay. So you're saying I have to reapply?
No, what I'm saying is this. If you want to live in the United States of America, you keep your green card and you live here. If your intention is, I just want a green card, I'm going to use it to visit, but the reality is I'm going to have a business in Jamaica and that's where I'm going to live, then you don't get green card. What you need is a visitor's visa to come visit when you choose to.
Okay. But okay, so what if I work in the US and I still have operate a business in Jamaica?
That's fine.
Do I have to choose?
No, that's fine. You have there's plenty of people who have businesses all over the world and live in America. I mean, you have employees, you have other people who run your business, and certainly you're allowed to go and visit your business, but you can't go and actively run your business on a day-to-day basis in Jamaica because then you're not living in the United States.
Okay. So you're saying the maximum time that I'm allowed is 4 months out of 1 year?
Correct. And then when you're a permanent resident, it's 6 months.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Mona Lisa in Montgomery, Alabama. Mona Lisa.
Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Yes. I've been married almost 4 years, and I did not get an interview until after 2 years. When I got that interview in March 2018, I did not get any reply as to if the interview goes well or I'm denied or anything.
And this is still ongoing.
So I
to
keep
this
calling USCIS. Hello?
This is to this day?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I called USCIS, they made an appointment for me to do an e-pass. So
InfoPass.
when they called me about 3 days after and asked me, why do you need an e-pass if I have an emergency? I said, no, I want to know what's going on with my paperwork.
All right, so
the
Mona
man
Lisa.
told me that I don't need an e-pass.
Okay, Mona Lisa, two things. Number one, there's no e-pass. It's called an InfoPass. Okay. Number two, I have a couple things to tell you. Number two, when you call immigration, you're not speaking to immigration. You're speaking to an outside contractor who gives you the worst advice in the world. Okay? Number three, if your case has been pending now for almost 18 months, you need a lawyer. You can go down and ask all the questions you want. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to move your case any faster. You need at this point a lawyer.
Okay. The thing is, they came to my house. First, they came like one day and they came to me and my husband, we worked, so we wasn't home. So they went to my neighbor. My neighbor, they did not give them any information because they said that they were scared. They came back the Monday and they asked to see all my husband's clothes. And
Mona Lisa, you and your husband live together?
Yeah, we live together.
Okay, so then don't worry about it. It's a real marriage. They came and saw a real marriage. Okay, what they need to do now is approve your case, and if they don't, we file a mandamus.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah.
On my paperwork, when I applied for the B2, the visiting visa, it was saying that I'm married on my application, but I wasn't married back home.
Well, that's
so they called me and tell me that was I married, and I told them no, I never been married before.
Mona Lisa.
So I don't know if that's why they're taking so long to process the paperwork.
Mona Lisa. My beautiful Mona Lisa, because Mona Lisa's beautiful. Okay, you just admitted to the world a misrepresentation. And
Pardon?
You made a misrepresentation. Now I know why your case has not been approved yet. The reason your case has not been approved is because you lied to the U.S. government. You just told the world that you lied to the U.S. government. When you applied for a visa, you said you were married when in fact you were single. And the fact is, when you apply for a visa and say you're married, you are more likely to get that visitor's visa because you're leaving a spouse behind. And if you showed up to the embassy and said you were single, more likely than not, you would have been denied. So now immigration is going to write you a letter. And they are going to say either, one, you're denied because you lied to the government and you said you were married when you were single. It's a misrepresentation. It bars you for a green card for life unless you can do a waiver. Or two, you're denied because you're a bigamist. You're married in Jamaica and you're married in America.
Yes.
Okay. So now you have been waiting and calling for 3-4 years, which will ultimately end up in a denial for you. Which brings me back to the first words I said to you. You need a lawyer. when your case is pending for 2 years, I can guarantee everybody they need a lawyer. Either because you're blind to what's going on, which is the case for you. You are absolutely blind to what is going on. Or because the government's screwing you over, which is what I thought it was originally. Okay? Either way, if you're blind, you need a lawyer. If the government's screwing you over, you need a lawyer. You need a lawyer, definitely. Hold on one second. Let's go to Sandra in Queens. Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, my name is Sandra.
Yes.
I put in my husband's papers from last year, for, June. I'm a green card holder, and I get back an answer from them that it is in process. But
you
from
got a receipt notice.
Yeah, yes,
Right.
they're right. So that it's in process, but it's now 1 year and 3 months. So I'm still waiting. I don't get another answer as yet.
Where's your husband?
He's in Jamaica, West Indies.
All right, well, you have 2 choices. You have 3 choices. I'll give you 4 choices. One is do nothing, wait. Eventually, you'll get approved. 2 is do what Mona Lisa did. Start calling immigration and going down to immigration to find out what's going on. Eventually, you'll get approved. Be the same exact day if you did nothing. 3rd option is to contact your senator or congressman. They will write a letter on your behalf to immigration. And immigration will write a letter back to them and say, your case is pending. And that's what they're going to tell you. And you're going to get approval on the same exact day as if you did nothing, or as if you went down to immigration to find out what was going on with the case. Or you can file a mandamus against the government because they have an obligation to approve your case in a reasonable amount of time. And since priority dates are current for F2As, if they were to approve your case, your husband would be eligible for a green card immediately. And the fact that they're not, and they're delaying your husband, a delayed application is basically a denial as far as I'm concerned, because you and your husband conceivably should be together right now if they just approved your case.
Right. So
you need to file what's called a mandamus. You can say, what's a mandamus?
How do I do that?
We talk about this all day long. Well, you come to me or you come to a good lawyer to do it. A mandamus is a lawsuit against the government, and anybody who has a pending I-130 for more than 12 months should be doing this because it's unreasonable delay beyond a year. And you sue the government, and you go into a federal court, and you tell a federal judge, visa delayed is visa denied. I'm waiting 17 months. The government has to make a decision on my case. And the federal judge will order the immigration service to make a decision. And as long as you have an approvable case, the only thing that they can do is approve it. Hold on one second, because I got to do something. Hold on. You hold on. Thank you, Belgium Kim. I was just going to go under the table, and then people were going to be like, Brad, why are you so frisky with Belgium Kim under the table?
No,
and the reason is, you know, when I wear suits, my earpiece falls out.
Right. And you are wearing nice dress pants today.
Correct.
And that means...
So now I'm going to sit on it. Hello, you there? You back with me, Sandra?
Yes, I'm back with you.
All right. I didn't hear a word you said, or maybe you didn't say anything. So, you have to file a mandamus. Hold on one second.
Can I come and see you? I think I see your address on Facebook.
Yep.
At Broadway?
Yep. Hold on one second. Let's go to Trevor in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Trevor.
Hi.
How are you? Trevor.
Yeah, man.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Brad?
Good.
I have my wife here in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I adjust her status? Right now, she doesn't have any. We haven't filed any paperwork and stuff like that as yet.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, man.
Okay. And you and your wife live together?
Yes.
And how did your wife enter America?
She come on a visa.
Okay.
All
right. So she came on a visitor's visa. That's fine. Now, no, the laws are changing October 15th. After October 15th, you got to file this before October 15th, because after October 15th, you're going to have a big problem. You have to file an adjustment package, which is an I-45, I-765, I-131, I-864, I-130, I-130A. If you need help You're in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We have an office in Hartford. You can see one of my attorneys in Hartford. So hold on one second.
Well, I come see you last time when you was in the Bronx.
Okay.
And
That was a long time
I
ago.
talked to you.
Right.
Eh?
That was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I think you're in Queens now.
No, I'm in Manhattan. I'm in Manhattan.
Yeah. So what do I do? Do I file for a spousal visa? What I got to do? Come see you? What?
Come see me. File an adjustment. Hold on one second. Come see me. I told him what to do. Now it's time to come see me.
Now it is.
Okay. Let's go to Nicole in the Bronx.
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
Brad. Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I'm calling on behalf of my cousin. She got married, right? But the question she would like to know is that if she had a family court issue in Jamaica, is it that can be a problem for her when she put in her paperwork?
As long as the family court didn't turn into a criminal offense, it's not a problem.
It's not. It's something like the baby father did want her to do a paternity test.
No, that has nothing.
But at the time,
that has nothing to do with immigration.
Funny?
Nothing to do with immigration. She's
okay,
fine.
thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Bye.
All right, let's go to Samantha in Baltimore. Samantha.
Hello?
Hi, Samantha.
I'm hardly hearing you.
How are you?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here, Samantha.
Hi, I'm okay. Not good, but I'm okay. How are you?
I think I'm better than you. Maybe I can help you. What's
I
going
know,
on?
right? All right, so this is the thing. I filed my adjustment last year. However, the marriage didn't work, so I ended up doing an I-360.
Okay.
Now, after doing that, I got a prima facie determination valid for a year. Upon checking my case status, I saw where immigration approved my I-765 recently.
Good.
Before that, I've updated my address with them like several times, filing the AR and doing it online. After waiting for the work permit, Brad, for over a year, immigration sent it straight to my husband's address. It was approved with the I-131, and I have no way of getting it. So they told me the case was at Vermont because they even sent me the notice to my right address. I don't know how the work permit ended up going to his address because I got those.
I have no idea.
I don't know what to do now.
You need to apply
Do
for a
I
new
write
work.
them?
No, stop writing them. You need to apply for a new work permit with the proper address on it. Whatever address is on the I-765, that's where the work permit's going. So whoever did it, put your husband's address on it. Or maybe this was an I-765 that was filed with the original adjustment application, and then when you converted it to the I-360, you never filed a new I-765 with the proper address. It's possible because it's the address. It's not what you write them in a letter. It's what's the address on the I-765 form. So I can't guarantee you. Maybe immigration made a complete colossal mistake, but I would say 98% they sent it to the address that was on the I-765, even though you wrote them 20 times to change the address.
Okay, so even I have to do the same for the I-485 as well? Because when I did it, we were both living together.
All right, what I think you need to do is have an attorney at this point. It has to be done through an AR-11, but hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Patrick in Brooklyn. Patrick. Patrick.
Hello.
Hi, Patrick.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Hear me now?
I hear you.
Everything cool. Everything
okay,
all right, man.
Good.
I have two kids in Jamaica. One is 16 and one is 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to file for them like this month. My concern is really the one 20. Is it too late?
Okay. Are you a citizen or resident?
Citizen.
As long as the I-130 is filed before they reach 21, they stay under 21 for life under the Child Status Protection Act. So make sure you get it in. Make sure you get it in before they turn 21. It's not too late.
All right. Another question. How long does it usually take?
About 18 months.
All right. I want to come and see you in a second.
All right. Hold on one second. You can come see me. Hold on. Let's go to Ashok in Miami, Florida. Ashok.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Mr. Bernstein, I have a question. I came to the United States on a green card 50 years ago, and I want to naturalize, or I want to get the citizenship in the next couple of weeks. The only problem I have is I had a misdemeanor of selling a beer to the underage.
When was this?
In 2007.
Okay, and that's your only offense ever?
2007, yes.
Okay, you'll become a citizen, don't worry, because it happened more than 5 years after you got your green card. It's a crime of moral turpitude. You're allowed one crime of moral turpitude to not get deported. Yeah, it's more than 10 years ago, so you have 5 years of good moral character. You'll become a citizen, file it. You'll have to admit that one offense, but you'll become a citizen and you're not deportable. Don't travel with it, because you could have a problem traveling depending on whether it's a petty offense or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I'm not sure. But certainly, you're going to become a citizen. And if you need help, hold on one second.
There is no problem, right?
Well, it's always a problem, but I'm telling you what the law is that you will become a citizen. If you don't want any problem, have a good lawyer. So hold on one second, because they could always violate your rights without a lawyer. So hold on one second. Let's go to Pobby in the Bronx. Pobby.
Hello.
Hi, Pobby.
Yes.
How are you? Doing? What's going on?
I'm a first-time caller here, and hello?
Yeah, I'm listening, Pobby.
Yeah, okay, I'm a first-time caller, so I have a question that I just filed for adjustment of to remove condition on my green card.
Right.
So I send the application to USCIS, but I think they received it 2 days before the 90 days period started. So
they
the question is like, yeah, okay, like they received it on the August 29. Okay, and like August, yeah, they received it on August 29, but my green card 90 days supposed to start on the 1st of August, but they received it August 29. So I don't know if they're gonna send me back the package or no, because a lot of people say if they receive it even it's 2 days earlier, normally they send it back to you.
I would say most likely they'll send it back to you, and if they do, just literally go back to the post office the next day, put a new stamp on it, mail it back in. Or if you're lucky, you'll get a receipt extending your green card, and then wonderful, good for you.
Yeah, because when I sent it, the day was on Thursday, the next day was Friday,
right.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday was a holiday.
My expectation is that it will be returned to you, and it's not the end of the world. And when it's returned to you, you literally just mail it back to them, because it'll be within the 90-day period.
But how long do you think it's going to take before they return it back to me?
2 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks. In case, let's say, I did not see no return and they did not send me no receipt, no nothing.
Then you got to check to make sure your check wasn't cashed. If your check wasn't cashed, then
I sent a money order and you cannot track that.
Then go check. You can check a money order. Go to the place where you bought the money order and ask them to track it.
Okay.
But you don't need to do that yet. Wait 4 weeks and see what happens.
So, but in case I did not see nothing, I'll wait up to October 20. Can I file another one and send them another package, or you can't do that?
No, you don't want to wait till the last minute. So, so come back, wait 4 weeks. You filed it in end of August. Wait till around towards the end of September. I'm sure it'll be returned to you, or you'll get an extension notice if you're lucky. If you get nothing and it's the end of September, then come see me.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
All right, let's go to Mike in St. Paul, Minnesota. Mike.
Hi.
Hi, Mike.
My question goes, I have a friend, he came into the States with a student visa, and eventually he got a girl. He was in school, and he had somebody that he was dating, and she became pregnant for him, but he is not sure if the child is his or so, and he's now trying to see how he can apply for a permanent residency.
What does that have to do with whether the child is his or not? He's marrying this woman? Is he going to marry this woman?
He wants to marry the lady, but I think they got into.
They got to figure out if it's his child or not. I don't know if he wants to marry some woman who is dating him and gets pregnant with another man. I mean that's up to him. Okay, so let the woman have the baby, have a paternity test. If it's his kid and they're in love, go get married. That's what I would do. And I would tell you, and quite frankly, if it turns out it's not my kid, I'd be like, "What are you out of your mind? I'm not going to marry you."
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's my advice. All right, that's not legal advice. That's Bradshaw Live advice. Hold on one second. All right, let's go to Richard in Conyers, Georgia. Richard.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I want to ask you a question, sir, regarding my nephew. My brother, his wife, mother filed for them in I think they came up 2003, and he have a minor son, which is not for the wife who came up with him at the time. And anyhow, living condition and things wasn't right, and the boy and the mother his wife couldn't get done, so the kid mother in Jamaica propelled my brother to send back the boy to Jamaica, so he get mad, send him back home. I think he went back home sometime 2005, somewhere there. 2005, somewhere there, he went back home to Jamaica. And he never know who I want to stay with, so he never really get back to the U.S. He's now 30. How could he get back to the U.S.?
Well, unless the father was a citizen, he abandoned his permanent residence after he was 18 years old. And it took him.
Excuse me?
He's abandoned permanent residence, so someone has to refile for him.
Oh, they have to for him?
Yeah.
Okay, I thank you very much.
All right, okay. Let's go to Sandy in Dallas, Texas. Sandy.
Hi, Brad. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I'm calling on behalf of my cousin. He did his I-48 interview in March. Ever since then, he hasn't received anything. However, he checked his case online a few weeks ago. He saw that they stated that they requested a second interview and nobody showed up, but he didn't get a mail. Then they sent him a letter.
Then he's been denied and he has to refile again.
Oh, just to refile it? Okay.
Refile it before, unless he's in deportation.
Yeah, because they said that he has 30 days to leave the country.
All right. He needs a lawyer just to confirm he's not in deportation and then refile again quickly before he gets put in deportation.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hold on one second. We can help. All right. All right, because getting a letter to say leave the country is different than you're in deportation. All right, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
Let me see here. I did everything wrong. There we go. All right. I got to remind everybody, if you do follow me, we talked about Dr. Yo-Yo's Instagram, but if you do follow me on @RealBradBernstein, and I know who you are, you can, slide into my DMs?
Right.
Slide into my DMs.
Right.
Ask me your questions, and I have been answering many people's questions. Not everybody, because some people I have no idea who they are. But if I know who you are, and you're part of the Brad Squad, and how do you get part of the Brad Squad? Join it on Facebook.
Absolutely.
You can slide into my DMs. I'm happy to talk with you. And follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. Of course, like some of my pictures too. Why not?
Of course, you should.
You should. Right. And in addition, Belgium Kim.
Belgium Kim TV is the place where you can find me.
And of course, you can also follow at Bradshaw Live.
Of course.
And when you follow at Bradshaw Live, you'll see all of our produced content.
Yep.
Some behind the scenes.
Yep.
Some upcoming episodes.
Yep.
Some prior episodes, as well as in our stories, all of our show from the night before. Highlights.
That's right.
And with that, yesterday at Spar and Bernstein immigration attorney Janelle Baptiste told us about her family's immigration journey from Barbados and Trinidad to the United States. Today, Janelle tells us about a couple of our most memorable cases so far at Spar and Bernstein on Attorney Close-Up.
So I have quite a few memorable cases, or cases that were particularly touching to me. One of them in particular was I had a client who was in removal proceedings because of a marriage-based adjustment case that went wrong. I was able to get her a green card in court, and she was someone that had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and really wanted to get her green card so she could go home to see her family in the Philippines before she passed. Fortunately, she was able to get her green card and she did go to the Philippines. Unfortunately, I found out yesterday that she indeed passed away, but I'm very glad that she was able to see her family before she did. I had a client who fled El Salvador because he was being threatened by MS-13. After a lengthy period in immigration court, we were able to obtain asylum for him and his son. So the client actually led a nonprofit organization in his home country, in his neighborhood. And members of MS-13 were trying to force him to use his position to give a platform to them, to the community, to try to get a stronghold in his area by stating that they would be the ones that would offer protection to the community instead of, local law enforcement. My client refused, and MS-13 threatened to kill him and his son. Because of that, my client began a long journey from El Salvador up to the United States over the Mexico-US border. When he entered the United States, he was detained by ICE and put into court proceedings. During the court proceedings, fortunately, we were able to get asylum for him and his son, and he was able to bring his wife to the United States. It makes me very happy to know that his family is safe and sound here in the United States, and that in some small way, I was able to be a part of that.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. All right, so let's do something we like to call social media check-in.
All right, and our first 5 questions that get asked today are only because those people are members of the Brad Show Live Brad Squad. We're going to drop the link in the comments right now, so make sure to join it right there and right now to get your questions answered, because the first 5 questions asked get answered first. Okay, Anne LeBon says, what does it mean when there is no VAWA extension yet? Is it that we can't file for VAWA if it ends, or there will be no more filing for VAWA and getting a green card, period?
If there's no extension, there will be no more filing for a VAWA and getting a green card, but I expect that it will be extended.
Sweet Destiny Hansel, who we haven't seen in a little while, said if a green card holder parent files for their 18-year-old child, about how long will the process take?
If the child's in the United States, they should be able to adjust immediately. If they're in legal status outside of the country, they're taking like 18 months to get an I-130 approved.
Peter says, I've been on administrative processing for more than 120 days after being approved on interview day by the consular, and status changed to refused last week on CAC. When I got my passport, it says I'm being refused under the 214B letter. I've got strong ties to my country, so I don't know why. What do you think, and what's next? What should I do?
This is for a visitor's visa?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It says they don't believe you have strong ties. Maybe have a consultation with me, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Cher said, I'm an LPR, and I filed an I-130 for my kids who are 13 and 18 in January of 2018. I got the receipt notice, and in July of 2019, I received a notice stating that their case was transferred to a different office. How long before the I-130 is actually approved, and what's the next step?
Probably at least another. They're taking 2+ years to approve I-130s on F2As. That's why the priority dates are current, because nobody's getting through. The next step is if you want your kids, file a mandamus before they turn 21, and then they will be delayed for 7, 8, 9 years. That's what the government's trying to do.
Mandamus.
Correct.
Mandamus. O'Shea said, do you think that the public charge rule is going to go into effect in mid-October?
My guess is that a court will stop it, but we haven't seen that yet.
Our next question comes from Catherine, who said, if I submit a joint affidavit of support for a spouse and I used Medicaid for 5 months, will it affect my F2A category case before or after October 15th?
It affects it both ways. It affects it more after October 15th.
Kayana said, I came to the U.S. August 15th from Jamaica on a visa, and I'm getting married this month. Can I send in my documents right after, or would I have to wait 90 days? My plan is to do everything before the 15th.
If you get married before the 90 days, you're getting denied whenever you file your papers. So you got to wait at least 90 days. You got to do it after the 15th. You're out of luck. If you get married before 90 days, misrepresentation.
Misrepresentation.
Right.
Marvin said, my dad got his green card. Can he file for my mom to get her green card? She doesn't have any status in the U.S. She came to the U.S. in 95 and never left. Or should I file for her since I'm a U.S. citizen?
File for her since you're the U.S. citizen.
Mr. Willie VIP said, if we submit a couple requests and a couple InfoPass, USCIS delays my case even more, and somebody told me that they delay if we submit too many InfoPass appointments. Is that real?
Never heard that.
Lanry said, my interview is next week, and in the interview notice it stated that I should come with affidavits of support. Please, I want to know if what they mean is affidavits of support submitted with my application. My case is a marriage-based adjustment of status.
What do they want you to come with?
With affidavits of support.
I would assume affidavit support for an I-864, that maybe your affidavit support's no good.
You think a different one?
Maybe, or this is just a form letter and they're just totally screwing up with you.
I got it. Bukunmi says the USCIS officer came to my house twice while I was at work. The first time they met my wife's son, and the second time 3 weeks after, they came again and met my wife at home. They came into the house asking questions, checked our bedroom and closet, looking around the house. We don't have any pictures on the wall. I want to know if what happened is normal, and what do I do?
Well, it's not normal to have a home visit, but as long as they really want to see that you're living there, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have pictures on the wall together. It's not the end of the world if you don't have pictures or picture frames together. They want to see you're living there or your clothes there. Do you have your belongings in the home? That's what they were really looking at.
Danny K said, my 18-year-old sister is applying for U.S. college in September of 2020. Congrats. Her father is a green card holder, and he's currently filing for his citizenship. And for her, and he's paying back taxes. Is she going to be granted a student visa?
How would I know?
Is the fact that her father is filing for her going to affect the student visa in any way?
I didn't realize the father was filing for her.
Yeah, so the father...
The answer is no, she will not get a student visa.
If the father's filing for her?
Correct. I can put my magic 8 ball away. Yeah. Because you've already shown an immigrant intent.
Right.
Student visa is not immigrant intent. Very good, Belgium Kim. I didn't catch that part.
No problem.
Okay.
Sarah said, I filed for employment-based green card and EB3 in the Philippines, and I got my interview last June 10th. Now, when I called the USCIS office, they said that they transferred my case to the local office and it's been administratively closed. What does it mean? Is my green card application denied, or can I reopen my case? Are they going to send a letter of deportation?
Administratively closed means that nobody's working on your case until you ask them to do it, and there's obviously some sort of issue.
Sharon said, hey Brad, I'm asking for a friend. She's got a pending case where her husband filed for her, but after she found out that she's got a problem with the law, and now her appointment for her interview is coming up in September, and her lawyer is saying that he should withdraw the application and file for a VAWA instead. Does the application have to be withdrawn to file for VAWA? And also, the situation caused her a lot of emotional stress, so she ended up getting treatment from a psychologist. Would that help in any way?
Yes, it helps for extreme emotional abuse. You should not withdraw your adjustment. You should just file an I-360 and go on the interview and show that you have a pending I-360.
Paula said, my friend filed for his citizenship last week and they told her the wait time is 8 months. Is that the case?
Sounds about right.
Kim Osborne said, my husband filed his I-751 over 2 years ago and we're still waiting for action. His 18-month extension expired in February and he made an appointment and got the passport stamp while his application was pending. Should we file a mandamus or do we wait this out?
File the mandamus.
I like that people know to ask to,
yes.
Do I file a mandamus, though?
Yes.
We are training these people well,
correct,
Brad.
Correct.
Membet USA said, I've got an asylum court appearance in 2 months and my judge's approval rate is 86%. Do you think that means I'm going to get status?
It's this man who I know nothing about.
Right.
Going to win his asylum case because he has an easy judge. His outlook is pretty good.
Well, I mean, it is.
That's what the magic 8 ball is. Statistically, yeah, but I don't know. How do I know whether this man's going to get his asylum claim approved?
Right. Like, you don't know if all of the clients that this judge has seen are just very well-prepared immigrants.
I don't know anything. I don't even know what country this man's from.
We got nothing.
I know nothing.
We got nothing. I didn't realize you couldn't see a judge's approval rate, though. That's a thing? That's
yes.
a public number?
It is a public number.
Wow. Can you apply for your own judge?
The worst approvals are in Atlanta.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's unsurprising. Some Sahara said, my brother did his N400 interview but was denied because he didn't have enough evidence to show he was taking care of his kids. When can he refile?
When he has proof that he's taking care of his kids.
Good piece of advice, Brad.
Thank you very much.
Obina said, I've got a citizenship interview in just 2 weeks and I applied based on the 3-year rule. I've got 2018 amended tax returns that have not yet been processed by the IRS. Is that going to be a problem?
As long as it's filed, it's not a problem.
Angeline said, I'm living in Baltimore and I got my 2-year green card. I went for a second green card interview in August of 2018. And until now, I have yet to hear anything about the removal of my conditions. It's keeps saying pending, and I've been getting extensions for the last 3 years.
Mandamus.
Mandamus. Can I apply for citizenship with charges dismissed, no arrested, no jail time, for an incident that happened in February of 2017?
Yes. Whether or not you'll get citizenship or not will depend on how serious the charges are and why the case was dismissed, because it does affect moral character to be arrested within the last 5 years of you filing.
Nana said, if you have a green card and you're about to apply for or are about to apply for one, is it wise to apply for food stamps or be on some kind of government insurance?
Doesn't really matter at this point. You already have the green card.
It says if you're about, but it's all, the other caveat is if you're about to apply for a green card.
She's renewing her green card is not an issue.
I
Applying
see.
for a green card is an issue.
See?
Right.
Yin and yang, y'all. Princess says, I filed my daughter's paperwork during the time that she got pregnant, and now she has her baby. But the paperwork was already in, so the baby's name can't be added. Now she's just waiting on her interview. What do we do?
What happened?
So she was filing for her daughter when her daughter was pregnant. And so, of course, they didn't add the baby or the baby's name to the file.
Okay, so now what you need to do is get the baby's birth certificate, write a letter to the National Visa Center with the case number, say, I'm the petitioner, this is my name, this is my beneficiary is my daughter, this is her name, this is the case number, we now have a new baby, please add her to the case.
Perfect. Marsha McCarthy said, can a green card holder file for a person that's already in the U.S.?
Yes.
Olat said, I just filed for my green card for the 3rd time and I was arrested twice with no charges. Do I need to write it on the application that I was arrested?
Yes.
Binta said, what will happen if VAWA does not get extended, but you've already filed and you got a receipt number?
Good question. My guess is, and we don't know how it's going to all turn out, well, my guess is that's going to be extended. But assuming it's not, my second guess will be that those who have an approved I-360 will be in a much stronger position than those who have a pending I-360. But I think everybody will have some sort of right to file litigation against the government. Simply because the government takes so long to approve the cases.
And so it would be unconstitutional to
right,
take
they
so long?
violate their rights. I mean, you filed a VAWA case 2 years ago, and you're telling me it's still not approved today, and now Congress didn't extend it?
Right. That's
on a 3-year law?
Right.
They were extended every 3 years. So there'll be a major litigation.
Major. Olivia said, I'm asking for someone, does a parent have to give up their parental rights if they want the child to receive citizenship at the same time as the person who's doing the petition? I'm not sure, Brad.
You only get citizenship through your biological parents or an adopted parent. So I don't know what they mean by that.
Do you think it's a SIDG thing? Could it be a SIDG thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Senka said, I'm here on a J1 visa for 12 months. Can I apply for college after I finish my internship?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. You tell me, Brad. Why not?
Okay, you're going to need a student visa.
Amazing. And our final question for right now, before our social media speed round, is from Mel Dice, who said, my friend went on an interview in January and has gotten no answer yet. What should he do?
Call me.
There it is.
All right. And with that, I don't know if you remember Sharon Kutz-Mellem. She's an immigrant activist who's been on our show before, along with all the work Sharon has been doing on behalf of migrants. She's now acting as an advocate for M. M is an asylee from Mexico who crossed over the United States southern border from Mexico with her 5-year-old son, fleeing from life-threatening violence. I spoke with Sharon and M about her asylum case. Let's watch. Sharon Kutz-Mellem is a member of Abuelos Responden, Grannies Respond, a group of grannies who traveled from all over the United States last summer to McAllen, Texas Immigration Center to protest the U.S. government separating children from their asylum-seeking parents at the southern border. Sharon was embedded correspondent for Bradshaw Live while she was traveling with the Granny Caravan. Since then, the grannies have been very busy. Sharon joined me again to give me an update on the Overground Railroad, which Grannies Respond has organized in different cities to assist migrants who have passed their credible fear interviews and who are then released by ICE at bus stations to find their way in the United States until they reach their court date. Sharon is also an advocate for M and her young son. M is an asylum seeker from Mexico, and we are referring to her as M to protect her identity. She, Sharon, and translator Yenny Fernandez will join me to discuss M's case and what she's been going through. So welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining me today. Yenny, who is in studio, thank you very much.
Thank you.
M, who is an asylum seeker from Mexico. We are not identifying who she is because she is still going through the asylum process. We are also blurring her face. And of course, Sharon Kutz-Mellem, who has been one of our correspondents and a guest on our show several times, who's doing a wonderful job, not just with M, but with many, many immigrants who are just trying to escape violence from Central America, and many immigrants who are just trying to make a life for themselves here in the United States. So thank you all, ladies, for joining me today. So, M, you are originally from Mexico?
Yes.
And how old were you when you got married?
I was 27 years old.
And what year was this?
When I got married was in 2013.
Okay. And how long did you know your husband before you got married?
For 5 years, we met at the university.
And when did the abuse start to happen? Did the abuse happen before you got married, after you got married?
Since I was his girlfriend, he showed violence.
So you always knew he was a violent person?
I saw him being violent with his family.
Why would you then marry him if you saw violence before the marriage?
Because he was very nice and I was very immature when I got married to him.
Okay. And did the abuse get worse after you got married?
Yes, it was against me, not against his family after.
And what did he do to you?
In one occasion, I came from work. I didn't want to argue with him, so he was in the living room and I went to the room. He wanted to fight and he threw the remote control in my face. He asked me to come up the stairs because my child was in the living room watching TV. He grabbed me by the neck and he tried to asphyxiate me.
He tried to strangle you to death?
Strangle me.
You had marks on your neck?
No, from that moment, no. That was just one of the times that he did that. After that, he did other things.
What other things did he do?
He threatened me with a knife once, and he said that he was going to kill me.
Did he ever physically put his hands on you again other than that strangulation?
Yes, he tried to strangle me, and he hit my face.
Did you ever go to a doctor or a hospital?
Yes, last time I made a complaint about him.
You made a complaint to the police? And what did the police do, if anything?
The police said that it was domestic violence, despite I wasn't living with him anymore. Since we were married, even when I was pregnant, he left me inside a condominium that was far from our home. He took me out of his car and he took away my phone and left me outside until 2 in the morning. And that night I called his mom and his mom called his brother to come pick me up. 2 in the morning is very dangerous because at that time drug traffickers are on the street killing people. So I was 9 months pregnant. I thought that because I was pregnant, he was going to be more compassionate, but he didn't care that I was pregnant. And I was very scared that he was going to make me lose my child.
What did he do to physically hurt you?
He punched me in the face because he was unfaithful, and he got mad when I told him something, and he had pictures of the neighbor in his phone.
Did you call the police on him at any time?
No, I never called the police because he said he was going to kill my family.
And you believed him that he would kill your family?
Yes.
Why did you believe him?
Because I heard conversations, his family were talking about getting rid of people and that it was very easy to kill people.
So he's killed other people in the past?
His cousin that was directly related with the drug traffickers.
How bad was it living in the house?
It was unbearable. When I decided to come here, I thought that he was okay with the separation, but he let me trust him, and that time he called me on the phone that we're going to come to an agreement. But we had a house and we had to split the properties so we could see how much each of us was going to get for the house. We agreed to meet at a strategic point because I was going to go to work. He got a car at that that moment, so he picked me up in a mall. What was strange to me was that he arrived in a car that wasn't his car, and I asked him where was his car, and he said that it was being repaired, it was damaged. He got upset on the way because he changed his mind, and he said he was not gonna get the percentage that we had agreed on, so he wanted something different. He punched me in the mouth, so I bled because I have razors. So he parked close to a fence, so I wasn't able to open the door.
Right, the fence was blocking the door.
So he turned around and grabbed me out of the car, and he tried to strangle me again. So at that moment there were many cars passing by, and I was screaming and kicking, but I am very short and he's too tall. So he drove in the car, he continued driving, and he was grabbing me by the neck while he was driving, and I was using my leg to hold the door so it didn't close completely. So I was screaming all the way. There were taxi drivers passing by. And I was screaming, and people don't do anything because they think they are gonna get in trouble with drug traffickers.
And did the police do anything?
There were no police on the road.
How'd you get away eventually?
I then begged him and cried not to kill me because he said he was gonna kill me. So he took me to a highway where there are no people. So that highway is known because this is a highway where people are left for dead.
Right.
He said that he had asked me many times to not pursue child support because and that he was tired of asking for that, and that he was tired already. I even told him that I was not gonna go to the police. I was gonna say that I was assaulted by someone else, so he left me alive. When that was happening, I asked him to let me see my child once again. That was the only thing that I was thinking at that time. But he told me that it was late and that he had to kill me. He passed by a station, and I knew that was the place where I had to get off, because if I didn't do it, he was gonna kill me. So I got off and asked for help, and there were just assistant police officers there. There are the ones that take care of the toll booths.
Right. Did they help you?
Yes, because I was bleeding from my face, and I was screaming and crying, and I told them that he was trying to kill me.
And then he drove away?
So they didn't let him pass the toll booth, so he went back.
But the police did not arrest him?
They are not those kind of police officers. They are just there to take the tolls, but they don't do that.
What would happen to you if you went back to Mexico now? Is he still trying to threaten you?
So he doesn't have any contact with me. I just got a message from his brother because he had brought me the child. So I know that he went to look for me in my house because my mother told me that he went there and demanded her where I was because he wanted to see the child. That day I made a claim against him, and they said that they were gonna put some measures of protection for me.
And did they do that?
Yes, but I was going there every day to put pressure on them because they have a lot of cases that they're pending.
You thought he was going to come back and kill you again?
Yes. It's very easy to get rid of a woman. They have many cases every day, and no one.
And do you think if you go back, that's what would happen?
I believe that if I go to any place in Mexico, that is going to happen to me.
You certainly have had a horrible experience. Domestic violence, absolutely. Now, I want to say one other thing before we go back into your story. Yeah. Approximately a year ago or so, Jeff Sessions, before he was fired by Donald Trump, made a decision for all of the immigration service that women who are escaping domestic violence do not qualify for asylum. And the reason why they don't qualify for asylum, you have to be a member of a social group. And a social group could be anything. It could be farmers, it could be somebody's religion, it could be people who live on this block. And people who are victims of domestic violence are a social group, but Jeff Sessions says it's not, because he was trying to prevent people like yourself from applying for asylum. So if you apply for asylum and you're claiming domestic violence as my social group, and that's why I qualify for asylum, you will be denied. Now, there are certain district courts around the United States who have overturned parts of that, but as a general rule in the United States, you will be denied as a victim of escaping domestic violence. And for asylum is you're escaping persecution because you're a member of a social group that has violence being perpetrated against. The way I look at your social group is you are a wife or ex-wife of a drug dealer in Mexico. None of them is safe according to what you're saying. You've already applied for asylum.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
You have not had an interview yet?
No.
Okay. When you go on your asylum interview, you need to be able to give detailed statement about what happened. And Sharon, how did you become M's advocate?
Accidentally.
Right. Is this the first time you're advocating on behalf of somebody?
No, it's the first time I'm advocating on behalf of someone from the southern border, which is a totally different ballgame.
Right.
Someone coming from Europe.
Okay.
And the law has changed dramatically under the Trump administration. She could not find anyone to represent her when she came over across the border, and she had to self-represent, and there are some mistakes on her asylum application.
They can all be fixed at the time of the interview.
Right. She now has a local attorney who will represent her.
Okay, good.
But she submitted that application to the judge this past April 30th. And she has her hearing January 8th, 2020.
And describe how M was when you first met her.
Oh my God. Well, terrified. She waited across the border for 30 days. She had a career. She has a BA in business administration. She worked for a tech company. She cashed out everything and lived in a hotel in Tijuana, which is one of the deadliest places you could possibly live in Mexico. She was number 800. She did everything she was supposed to do until her number was called, crossed over, and was immediately arrested. And the story that she tells is that when she was told to put her hands behind her back, her 5-year-old son also put his hands, he was 4 at the time, put his hands behind his back. They were held for 8 days and did the 24 hours in the ice box, which is where they put folks for 24 to 48 hours at 56 degrees temperature to kill all the vermin, and fed bad food. Her son still doesn't like sandwiches, and the other day we were at a restaurant and he wouldn't eat the hamburger because he said it was detention cheese. It's funny but not funny, poignant. So she was pretty beat up, but open. Oddly open and relieved to be there. And even though my Spanish is limited and her English is not that great, we have a great friendship now, and she's part of our family, my husband and my adult children and my grandchildren. So she's less depressed learning English, and we love her and she loves us, and we're in this fight.
You certainly have a fight. She has to be able to describe what happened in much greater detail and in a better chronology of a story. By the way, when you go through these type of traumas, it's not easy to go and recant what happened. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do.
She's being treated for depression, and we're looking at some family therapy because the child is traumatized as well. And so,
well, they're very lucky that they found you. And,
I'm very lucky.
And I wish her the best of luck. If you have any questions about her asylum case, I'm here to help you, and let us know what happened. But she certainly has a very, very valid claim as long as it's legally done correctly.
I want people to know she's not the only one.
I know.
There are so many people out there that need help.
Right.
Help them however you can. People out there need to help them.
All right. Well, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. It's a very sad story, and we wanted to highlight what's going on. So when, Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and all the other people in the White House are saying that we have to stop the criminals from coming into the country, what they're stopping, for the most part, is people escaping violence, just like this.
Exactly.
All right. We have 3 minutes. Is that what we're doing?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, 20 questions.
20 questions.
Are you ready, Belgium Kim? You cannot breathe for 3 minutes.
I wouldn't dare.
20 questions, 3 minutes.
Let's do this.
Ready, Julian? Where's the clock?
All right, here we go.
Wait, we don't have a clock. Oh, we do have a clock.
It's
okay.
right there.
Boy, I'm blind.
Yeah, and it appeared when you say, "Where's our clock?" And there it was.
I
and then
didn't
you're like,
see
"We
it.
don't see the clock."
I didn't see it.
There it is.
There it is.
You
now.
see it?
Now
You
I
ready?
do. Ready.
Okay. Westman says, my mom is a green card holder and she filed for me in 2017. How long is it going to take for me to get a green card?
About 5 more years.
Kiki says, if I overstay my visa and I'm now getting married to an LPR, would I have to go back to my native country to get the green card?
Yes, unless he becomes a citizen.
Sunshine said, I received my green card, but I didn't get my husband's name. Is that an issue? Also, do I have to apply for my social security number in the state that I was married?
No, you can keep your maiden name.
Alexander said, under which condition is a green card holder can work abroad?
You can work abroad whenever you want, but get a re-entry permit if you're going to stay out for more than 6 months.
Shelley said, my friend filed an adjustment of status in February of 2019 and still no work permit. Is that normal?
No.
Lily said, as a U.S. citizen in the military, what form do I fill out for my kids under 18?
I-130.
Alexander said, under which condition is a green card holder? Oh, sorry, she asked that. Vic said, what can happen if I don't renew my resident card, for which I've had for over 30 years and it has no expiration date?
You have no proof that you're a lawful resident.
iTubeDV said, my petitioner lost a job and the interview is soon. He made over 125% of the poverty, but the beneficiary makes more money. Are they safe?
No, need a second affidavit of support.
Sebastian says, what's your approval rate doing a humanitarian reinstatement? And if it gets approved, what are the next steps in the timeline?
I have no idea what my approval rate is, but we do a really good job.
Bobby Gay said, is approved VAWA getting interviews or do we have to wait?
Wait.
Sebastian said, what is the timeline for to get a humanitarian reinstatement?
Over a year.
Elizabeth said, what's an I-360?
It's a visa petition, usually for battered spouses, but it could be for religious workers, it could be for special juvenile immigrants. It's used for many different types of cases.
Cleon said, if you get a letter telling you to leave, are you at one point able to return?
You're not even deportable until you go see a judge and a judge orders you deported.
Landa Fash said, my interview was a month ago and I'm still waiting for a response. How long should I wait for the I-485?
120 days.
AJ said, how long is the I-751 to remove the conditions nowadays?
18 to 24 months.
Nana said, if you've got a green card or you're about to apply for one, can you apply for food stamps?
If you're about to apply for one, no. If you have one, then it's okay.
Shan said, will overstaying my F1 affect my I-130 petition? My father is a U.S. citizen and I'm over 21.
Yes, because then you're going to have to do a provisional waiver, go home and come back.
Marcia said, can a green card holder file for a person that's already in the U.S.?
Yes, but they may need a provisional waiver to go home and come back.
Sexy Shan said, is it a must to get a work permit for VAWA? I've been waiting for over 6 months.
You don't get a work permit for VAWA. You get a work permit for VAWA once it's approved, or you get a work permit for VAWA when you file an adjustment.
Ooh, I'm out of questions.
Ask me anything.
Don said, I'm a U.S. citizen. I want to file for my elderly mother. She never had any kind of public assistance. Will she be affected by public charge?
If you file before October 15th, no, after, yes.
Laura, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Oh! Thank God, because that was our last question. No one else had asked any
Did
other
they
questions.
just blow up the studio anyway?
No, they did not.
Or,
they
threw the
stopped
bomb.
it.
I saw like a flash
There
for a
was
second.
a flash of green,
Then
but it didn't happen.
Maybe Julian threw the bomb in the other direction.
Yeah, like you saw the
What
studio next to us blew
just so
up.
you understand what happens.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, Julian literally is at the door.
With a stick of dynamite.
With a stick of dynamite. And he's lighting it.
Right.
And as soon as it hits zero, he opens the door and throws it at us. That's why I'm always ducking under the... He must have thrown it in the other studio.
Yeah, or our call center is now in smithereens.
Could be.
Either way.
One or the other. But somehow he threw the dynamite somewhere else.
Somewhere else, and we're safe.
All right, comments of the day.
All right, our first one is from Tally, who said, Uncle Brad is the man. Hire the best lawyer in NYC.
All right, thank you very much, Tally.
That's the right
I like
advice.
That. I like that.
Sam Sahara said, everyone in the chat should please just go and like and give a thumbs up, please. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's very good.
Yes, Sam Sahara.
Yeah, we only had 27 thumbs up on YouTube.
Yeah, seriously.
And I don't know how many,
Okay, so real talk, there's 150 of you watching right now on YouTube. Will you just take your thumb and just press it on the thumb that's going up?
Yeah, not the down one.
Not the
up
down.
one.
That brings us down.
Yes, thank you.
We go in the direction of the thumb.
Correct.
That's weird. Okay, our next comment our final one comes from Lloyd Edwards, who said, Brad is a very helpful and people-loving person. I don't think he really does it for the money, but because he really cares. God bless the Brad Squad.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you very much.
That's so sweet.
In all honesty, everyone goes, I mean, obviously I do the show and, people watch me and they like me and they come to my law office. There's plenty of ways to promote yourself.
Oh, God.
Like advertisements.
Yeah.
TV, radio,
Tons
print.
of far cheaper ways.
It's far and much easier.
Much easier.
Much easier than what I
Helps
do.
way fewer people.
Right, and it's much easier than what I do.
But much easier,
yes. All right, so thank you. I appreciate that you noticed that. All right, well, we'll see you all tomorrow. It's not a pop-up day tomorrow. It's a real show. Sometime after 5:30, we'll see you then. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.